By sunrise, there was almost nothing left. The water looked calm. Too calm. Like it had already forgotten what happened during the night. Pieces of wood floated where a home used to be. A blue plastic chair drifted past. A child's sandal was caught in reeds near the shore. People stood quietly watching. Nobody knew what to say. For years, a small floating house had rested in that part of the river. Not rich, not modern, but built with care. It belonged to a family of 4. A father who repaired fishing nets. A mother who sold tea and homemade bread. 2 children who had grown up believing water was simply another kind of street. Their floating home had survived heavy rain before, strong winds before, high water before, but not this storm. The weather warning had come late. Rain turned violent. Wind pushed waves against anchored homes. Around midnight, neighbors heard wood cracking. Then shouting, then darkness. By morning, their home was gone. The family survived. That was the miracle. But survival didn't answer the next question. Where do you go when your address disappears? Volunteers arrived. Emergency blankets, hot food, temporary shelter. People helped where they could. But after the cameras left, the reality stayed. The father sat on an overturned bucket, looking at the river. Someone asked him, "What do you need?" He thought for a moment, then quietly answered, "Somewhere my children can stop being afraid to sleep." That sentence stayed with everyone. A local carpenter heard it. Then a shop owner. Then a teacher. Then someone posted a short video online. No dramatic music. No speeches. Just a father standing beside water saying, "I don't need a bigger life. I just want him to feel safe again." People started sharing it. Messages appeared. Someone offered materials. Someone offered labor. Someone offered transportation. People who had never met the family started asking, "What if we rebuild?" The idea grew fast, but not the same way. People said, "Don't rebuild what was lost. Build what's needed." The family was invited to see sketches. The father looked nervous. The mother stayed quiet. A volunteer spread blueprints across a folding table. Not another floating house. A raised riverside home. Stronger foundation. Storm-resistant structure. Solar lights. Safe sleeping rooms. A small kitchen. Storage above flood level. The father stared, then shook his head. "We can't accept this." The carpenter smiled. "You're not accepting charity." He pointed behind him. Dozens of people were working. "You're accepting community." Construction began. Every day new people arrived. Students painted walls. Builders installed supports. Children planted flowers. Someone donated books. Someone delivered furniture. One older man came every morning and only swept. When asked why, he said, "I lost my house years ago. Nobody came. I wanted to change that for someone else." Weeks passed. The family visited often. At first they stood quietly. Then the children started helping. One day the younger child drew a picture. Old house on one side. New house on the other. Above both. A giant sun underneath it. Home means people. The drawing was taped to a wall during construction. Nobody removed it. Finally, the day arrived. No ribbon. No cameras. Just neighbors. The father stopped walking when he reached the front steps. The mother covered her mouth. The children ran inside. Bright rooms. Real beds. Windows that opened toward the river. Shelves. Photos already framed. A dining table. Someone had even rebuilt a small floating deck beside the shore. Not for living, just so the children could remember where they came from. The father stayed outside. The carpenter walked over. "You don't like it?" The father laughed quietly. Then looked away. "No, pause. I'm trying to understand how strangers did this." The carpenter smiled. "They didn't." The father looked confused. The carpenter said, "Neighbors did." That evening everyone stayed. Food was shared. Stories were exchanged. Children played outside. The mother made tea for everyone even though people told her not to. At sunset, the family carried one thing into the house. A weathered wooden sign rescued from the storm. The old house name.
They hung it above the door. Someone asked, "Why keep it?" The mother smiled. "Because this house didn't replace our life." She looked around. It continued it. Months later, storms came again. Rain returned. Wind returned. But this time, inside a stronger home, 2 children slept peacefully. And every evening, the porch light stayed on. Not because they were afraid, but because they promised, if another family ever lost everything, they would be the first to help. Welcome to Satory Vault Network. Subscribe for more unforgettable stories.